Each season, there's a handful of opportunities to unlock the door to bowling immortality. 5 if we're counting. Thus far, we've seen nothing short of amazing.
Barrett has done it. Belmo adds to his legacy.
The performances, pure magic on the lanes.
Yeah, baby! Prather wins it.
But today is about lucky number 5. And there's nothing the city loves more than a grand finale.
Get on that strike train, kid. Yeah.
This is the show that's worth the price of admission. The main event. A roll with history. The last major of the season. And just remember, this ain't no game of chance. The 2022 USBC Masters starts now on Fox.
From the Gold Coast Casino Resort in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Join us, bowling fans, for the 2022 USBC Masters here on Fox. 5 bowlers assembled for the 5th and final major of the season. Only one will be crowned champion and take home $100,000. Stepladder bowling today in the opening match. Both Sean Maldonado and A.J. Johnson seek their first major. The winner takes on Brad Miller, like Johnson, opening for his first career title. The 2-seed U.S. Open champ, Anthony Simonson. And look who's on top. Look at that. Amazing. None other than the Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. Speaking of Hall of Famers and bowling royalty, he's Randy Peterson. I'm Dave Ryan. Welcome to the 71st USBC Masters here on Fox. An incredible story, RP.
Yeah.
Norm Duke, 58 years old, could be the oldest ever major champion. This is a guy who says after this event, he's retiring. This could be his last ever TV appearance.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, Norm Duke puts Father Time on hold. I mean, he's just a freak of nature. At age 58, he leads this Masters event. It's just incredible what this guy has done. 40 titles, 7 majors, 40 years of pro, 5th decade of competition. And like you mentioned, he's looking to become the oldest player in PBA history to win a major. His last Masters victory came almost 30 years ago, if you can believe that.
Last major win, 2011 U.S. Open. So it has been a while for Norm Duke. And in a Hollywood-type story, timeless, the best way to describe this incredible bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you mentioned the fact that it may be his last game of competition on the PBA Tour, whether it's the regular tour or the senior tour. But if he wins today, he makes the PBA playoffs.
Yet another layer to the incredible story. He's joined now by our Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, Dave. So, Norm, at any point in your illustrious career, did you think at 58 years young that you would be coming out in the Masters as the #1 seed?
Oh, no way. No way, heck. I'm just happy I'm here. I mean,
I know all of these people are so happy to have you here as well, but I got to ask you, because rumor has it this might be the last time we see you in a... Is it true?
well, yeah. Now, Randy just said that I would make the playoffs if I win. Well, I would bowl that. I mean, it's in Florida. But listen, at some point, you got to call it. And it's either now or a little later. And I want these youngsters to remember me when I had skills. And they're depleting quickly.
You will always have skills, and everyone will remember you no matter what, Norm.
Thank you.
Kimberly, Normie, as always, thanks. First match of the day. Sean Maldonado looks for his first career major, 3rd overall title, takes on A.J. Johnson, a runner-up to Jason Belmonte in the 2015 USBC Masters as an amateur at McKendree. Long time back, odds to win. Presented by Fox Bet. Duke, Simo, Miller, Maldo, and A.J. Johnson, those are the odds. And odds in the first match, plus 100 for A.J. Johnson, minus 125 for Sean Maldonado.
The #4 seed bowls out of Parkside Lanes in Aurora, Illinois, A.J. Johnson.
A.J. Johnson was still an amateur when he earned the #1 seed in the stepladder finals of the 2015 USBC Masters in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He would eventually lose to Jason Belmonte. Arguably his best season here in 2022. A.J. Johnson still looking for his first career win.
Trying to break through. E.J. Tackett, last victim en route to the show. Here we go. USBC Masters underway from Vegas.
A.J. Johnson gets us started. Left lane, high shot, and the
3-6-10 up for him.
Well, we'll get to the oil pattern here in a minute, but make no mistake about it, folks. These lanes are extremely difficult.
All the bowlers telling us, Randy, very challenging.
Very tricky. It's going to be a premium on spare shooting today.
Right off the bat, 3-6-10. Early test. Nice cover, A.J. Johnson. Good start.
He rolls out of Copperfield Bowl in Houston. The #5 seed is two-time PBA Tour champion, Sean Maldonado.
Sean Maldonado coming off of his best season in 2021. He's making his second major TV Finals appearance of 2022. And third of his career. He finished third at the Tournament of Champions in Fairlawn, Ohio. He won his first 2 matches over Tommy Jones and Sean Rash, but eventually fell to the champion Dom Barrett. Looking for his first major title, Sean Maldonado, the Candyman.
And look who he knocked out. Belmo, 4-time champ. The legend. Looking for another Masters. Not this year, thanks to Maldonado, who has a 10-pin with his first shot of the day.
Watching the players warm up and watching them throughout the week, this oil pattern reminds me of old throwback U.S. Open days. Take a look at what we're talking about right here. 40 feet in length, and there's really a couple of different ways to play it. Pick your poison based on what you like to do. You can play right around second arrow and belly it out just a little bit, or you got to get way in. The other option, and we watched Norm do this in practice, is throwing it straight up first arrow.
Maldonado, left lane, that's high, 3-6, almost had 3-6-10. John telling us, Randy, last night about playing defense. What did he mean by that?
Well, he saw in the match, when in his matches, he eliminated Jason Belmonte by using a bowling ball that he literally scorched. I mean, it was 180 grit of surface on the bowling ball, and he threw it right into the zone that Belmonte was playing.
No.
Open frame, misses the 6.
Again, emphasis on spare conversions.
Spare shooting, as you said, RP. That was the word last night from Aldo about his strategy today. Defense first. This guy's all about offense, A.J. Johnson. Outstanding athlete, high school quarterback. He's recruited by several Division I programs. But as we talked about, went to McKendree. Had an All-American career there. Was recently inducted into their Hall of Fame. Big talent, big game, no titles yet. Watch out.
come on.
4-9 split.
Yeah, and that's the tough part when the lanes are hard. You know, that wasn't that bad a shot, and he could have left just the 4-pin. He leaves the 9 with it. Just going to try to cut the 4 over into the 9-pin.
See if he can convert. Yes, indeed. Nice one. Big pickup, A.J. Johnson early in our first match.
Crucial. conversion for AJ. Spare the game, sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate, if you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed Rate, believe you will. Nice.
It's pretty early to have the Guaranteed Rate spare the game.
You got to get it in.
Man.
Deserving, I think. That was
Oh, absolutely.
big shot. How will he respond? Left lane. Gotta hurry. Oh, not what he wanted at all. 2-8-10.
You see the 4.1 board down lane. That may be maybe just an inch too far to the right. Think about it, an inch. And he pays it. He pays the price. 2-8-10 after coming off that great 4-9 conversion. Just get two.
Gets two. Trying to kick it cross deck to the 10. An open frame. It's a guy who's been runner-up 6 times in his career. He's come so close. And we're going to have a slugfest battle. You can tell on these tough conditions as you check Maldo's arsenal.
Maldonado using the Black Widow Ghost, and Johnson is using the Jackal Ghost.
Right lane, Maldonado. There you go.
A lot of ghosts going down the lanes, trying to scare this oil pattern, but I'll tell you who's scared of these players. Pretty tricky. Remember
Huge challenge, Randy.
Remember
Huge
last
challenge.
night when we talked to Anthony Simonson, our number 2 seed, asked him what he thought of the oil pattern. He said, tricky.
We heard a lot of descriptive adjectives for this oil pattern.
Yeah, he's
First strike there, by the way.
Maldonado using a different ball on the left lane.
Let's see how that works out for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a double.
Yeah, that's a heat on the left lane for Maldonado. You see, his break point down lane was 7.2. You saw A.J. Johnson was 4.1. So that's in a row. 3 splits for A.J. Johnson. So he's going to try to get the ball over here to the right side of the 3-pin and cut it into the 4-7.
Lots of cover. 4-7 stands. He told us last night what it would mean to win his first career title as a major. It would mean literally everything. The biggest stage there is, TV for a major title. And we talked about Schwaben, Wisconsin, right outside Green Bay. Shadows of Lambeau Field. He lost to Belmo as the top seed as an amateur 7 years ago.
He just went to the bag and grabbed another ball. Same ball. Different layout.
Hopes for a different result here. Left lane, and that's just not getting there. 2-pin.
Well, it's arguably his best season, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's been working with Coach Mark Baker. And I know Mark's watching back home in California, and big shout out to my buddy Mark Baker. But Mark's really helped him turn his mental focus around.
Results have been fabulous. 3 high finishes, World Series of Bowling, 5th at the Cheetah, 9th at the Chameleon, 10th at the PBA World Championship. That was last year. And this year, some good stats numbers as well. 3rd in the Players Midwest Regional Qualifier, and 4th in Indy at the U.S. Open. So he's knocking, Randy. He's knocking on that door. Just hasn't opened yet. Maldo open for his first major today.
Wow.
You, man. 4-6
boy.
split.
That bad.
Cuts right through the nose, leaving the 4-6, and through 5 frames, we have 4 splits, and we're going to have 4 open frames for the 2 players.
Only 2 strikes. Maldo, the double earlier in this match. That's been it between the 2 bowlers. It has been a slugfest, a battle on these incredibly challenging conditions today. The result? Close game. Bottom line.
And you just can't fall asleep for a second on this oil pattern. The slightest mistake is an open.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Open for a crossover. Brooklyn high instead, and the 3-6 will both still remain up.
You can see the big miss right here. Remember, the last shot there was 7.2, and that was a good 3 boards left. And he knew it immediately. You heard him yell, "Go Brooklyn."
Hopeful.
He chopped this very same leave in the second frame.
This time covers and does have a spare. So it is a battle on these incredibly tough conditions with these two great bowlers, each trying to figure it out. Today in Vegas, underway 2022 USBC Masters. Great to be back in Las Vegas, World Championship 2020, just before things shut down with COVID. We were here for Belmo's big major championship in front of his family. Here's A.J. Johnson trying to get things going. Maybe a strike in his future? Well, 9-pin right now. Better shot.
I got to tell you, some of the hottest ATMs in town right here.
I might have visited a couple already this weekend. Big names coming really close. B.J. Tackett, doubles champ this year. There's Belmo, the 4-time. Tour winner, 4-time Masters champ.
How about Parker Bone the third?
Wow, what a run for PB3, huh? Saw Tommy Jones a moment ago. Popped into the booth, say hello.
Big Nasty.
Actually inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wes Malott.
Packy.
A.J. Chapman, a finalist on tour this year. All right, who's going to take control of the match here, Randy?
Yeah, that's a great question, Dave. I have no idea.
Maybe it's A.J. Johnson. All right, there we go. Took a while. Got himself a strike in the 7th frame.
How about that? 7 frames in, his first strike. This USBC oil pattern is brutal. Tommy Jones just came to the booth during the commercial break and said, man, they're so hard.
How does Sean Maldonado respond? That's a little high and not too well.
Second time we've seen this leave. One by each player. 3, 4, 6, 7. Wow.
Split City in Sin City. 4-7 up. Back down to Kimberly.
Well, Dave, throughout the week, Sean suffered from inflamed SI joints and told us that it affected his power step, so he couldn't get through his shot 100%. So last night, immediately following players' interview, he went to the chiropractor. So I checked on him this morning, and he said that he's feeling just okay. He does have some discomfort, but he also said he's going to find a way to make it work because he's not going to let this opportunity to win a major pass him by.
Kimberly, it's a physical battle on these really tough conditions, and that's just a light hit way off the mark again.
I have no idea.
4, 10. And I think that best encompasses it, RP. He has no idea.
5 splits, 1 washout, 1 chopped spare, 3 strikes through 7.5 frames.
I mean, look at the max numbers. This is
And these are the best bowlers on the planet.
all right, washout lead, 10 stands, another open frame, so that's what we're doing here. It is going to be a challenge. Who can outlast the other bowler in match 1? And as things transition for the rest of the field, leading up to top seed Norm Duke. Interesting. Arsenal for AJ.
Jackal Ghost.
All right, so 15-pin lead off his first strike. Chance to go up by 25 pins.
Big shot right here on the right lane.
Huge shot. Johnson's 8. That's going to really hurt. It does enough. Good ball reaction.
Oh, my.
Great shot. And he does have a double.
Great time for that after back-to-back opens from Sean Maldonado. AJ aces this shot, gets it all the way back from that part of the lane. and only that great hand and release, rev rate and rotation got it all the way back up the hill for a huge double. Taking a re-rack here. Here are the re-rack.
Frame and a chance for a 35-pin lead, so things have turned for the better for AJ out of the TV break. Commercial break to chance for the turkey here. Second career show, USBC Masters, AJ Johnson. Catching fire. Come on. Here we go.
Well, he made that ball change, and then it looked like he kind of got comfortable on that left lane, and I really expected him to ace this shot. He does just that.
Oh, yeah. Oh! Come on!
He liked it all the way. Aldo, who wanted to play defense. Well, this tricky oil pattern's got to get offensive in a hurry. Leaves a 10-pin.
Out of time for Sean Maldonado, but another good week.
This was hard.
Well, I told us last night, next step in his career was winning a major. Got a couple titles under his belt. Not his day.
Well, by virtue of making the telecast today, he finds his way to the PBA playoffs.
Top 16 points list, which starts next week.
I have a long game on the show eventually.
(8-10) Maldonado. Final moments of this one. And a great week, including knocking out the all-time wins leader in major victories in PBA Tour history, Jason Belmonte. This one is mathematically over. AJ Johnson will take on Brad Miller, who, like AJ, seeks his first title. Thinking about match number 2 now.
Well, AJ's got a nice blueprint right now of what the lanes are giving him, and so now it's just a matter of execution.
Odds to win provided by Fox Bet. Next match, woo, all even. Here's Brad Miller. Well, the matchup. There's a 10-pin.
Yeah.
And hard to believe AJ's going to win by so many pins after such a tough start where he could not find the 1-3 pocket at all. So AJ's going to move on to match number 2. Take on Brad Miller. Anthony Simonson. History-making young two-hander. And who is number 1 but Norm Duke. Brad Miller. What is it? Funkadelic. I love it, Brad. AJ next. Next Sunday, noon Eastern, live on FS1, we begin 5 straight weeks of coverage of the 2022 Kia PBA Playoffs with round of 16 action from the Kegel Training Center in Lake Wales, Florida. Again, noon Eastern, next Sunday on FS1. Double pick it out, Caltroop, last year in Connecticut with the WWE belt. Fabulous beat Sam Cooley in the championship round. Current Kia PBA playoff standings. Entering today's final round of the USBC Masters. Players earn points throughout the season. Top 16 advance to compete at the Kia PBA playoffs starting next week. Belmo with his 4 titles. Number 1, Cutline, Bill O'Neill. is out if Norm Duke wins today.
Yeah, I don't know about Bill O'Neill necessarily rooting for Norm today. Not like he would ever root against anybody, but the PBA playoffs is a pretty big deal. But Sean Maldonado and Brad Miller both got in by their performances here at the Masters.
PBA playoffs are fun to watch. It means a lot. It's a grind, kind of like we saw today in that first match today, won by A.J. Johnson. When it comes to ending up the season in style for the playoffs, what does it mean to these guys?
It means everything. I mean, it's a culmination of what you've done for the season. And just to make it to the playoffs really speaks volumes of how your season has gone.
Can't wait for that. We'll be there together. Lake Wales, Florida, next week on FS1. There's Brad Miller. He's going to take on A.J. Johnson in match number 2 coming up here on Fox. 2022 USBC Masters. USBC Masters rolls on from fabulous Las Vegas, getting set for match number 2. Brad Miller, A.J. Johnson. Could be the final appearance on TV for the legend Norm Duke with 40 career titles. The Hall of Famer has had just an extraordinary career. 1983, his first title. The Cleveland Open, just a youngster, a teenager. 40 titles we talked about. It's third all-time in PBA Tour history. 7 majors. That is 6th overall. Looking for his first major since the 2011 U.S. Open. And yes, he's still competitive. 2 titles, one in 2019 in Indy and Jonesboro, Arkansas. And here we go, Randy. Match number 2, Miller, Johnson. Should be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what type of ball reaction. Been in second at the Chameleon Championship. Hey, if you want more of Brad, check out his YouTube channel. It's the Brad and Kyle channel.
And when Kyle Sherman won his first career singles PBA Tour title, as you see his qualification and road to the show, lost to Norm Duke. 629 to 544. The views were off the charts for the Brad and Kyle YouTube channel. They could set some records with some views if Brad can win here today and join his buddy as singles PBA Tour titleist.
Well, his coach, Mike Jasnow, is here, and Mike and I spoke this morning, and he said, you know, Brad needs to enjoy the moment and have fun on the telecast instead of, you know, seeing it as a stressful situation, and that'll help him, you know, kind of get over the jitters and the nerves early. He is throwing an IQ tour.
Left lane, trying to keep a good start going. No, 7-10 split instead.
It's all right.
Which we saw converted in this state, last year.
I think it was in Reno.
Right.
But you're right, it was the same state by the Ginger Assassin.
19 years old, right? That was just amazing. That was last time, Anthony Dyer.
7 splits in 1 game and 1.5 frames.
The U.S. Open last year, 7-pin stands. There was an equipment ruling this week at the Masters. The USBC, which is the governing body and conducts this tournament, banned 6 bowling balls for failure to reach hardness specification. The USBC announced the ruling a day after the tournament started. All the banned balls were made by Storm, requiring players to replace their arsenals.
Well, while I understand the need for rules and guidelines, I find the timing of this to be unfathomable. I really feel for the players. More on it after this shot from AJ. Oh, man. I also question the validity of the findings because the PBA conducted their own field test on some of these balls.
I don't like that hit.
And there were no problems with them. All these balls will be back in play for the playoffs next week. You know, and I get, you know, people understand that I work for a certain bowling ball manufacturer, and that company's Storm Products. I've been with them for 22 years. I was with Brunswick for 12 years before that. And I don't care if it was Brunswick, Storm, or Motive. I would have the exact same opinion I have now for any of those companies. And I really feel for the players.
AJ told us last night, so proud of his time at Team USA and what he's been able to represent. He and Chris Barnes, that experience, have become very close. Gold medals, world championships, all part of his time for Team USA. Now, he'd like his time to be a winner at the USBC Masters. First career title, first major. Left lane, AJ, gotta hurry. And watch out. 2-10 split.
Yeah, just a little fast.
Stop doing that.
Look at the miles per hour up top of the screen here, 19.6. It's just a little quick. Location wasn't bad.
Challenge shot, AJ!
Wow.
Converts the 2-10 split. That was nice.
Makes the 4-9 in the first game, and now he makes the 2-10.
I know it's there. Just stop doing it.
Great cover by AJ.
This is the day for tough splits. Challenging conditions. Now it's Brad Miller trying to respond off the 7-10. His third frame. Nice shot, 1-3 pocket, punches. All 10 into the pit. Coming up next. Strikes in the first and third for Brad Miller. Fifth at the Southwest Region Finals. His best friend, half of the YouTube channel star, Kyle Sherman. Today is Brad's biggest fan. Gotta like that shot.
Well, what I like is 4 balls in the pocket to start this game. You come in kind of cold and got the nerves going on this brutal oil pattern, and he's flushed all 4 shots. I mean, the pocket 7-10 is the only blemish, and that was just bad luck.
AJ, halfway through, crosses it over Brooklyn style. Next stop, Prospect Park, Brooklyn.
Prospect Park?
Part of Brooklyn. My parents are from it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's like, get lucky. Okay.
Especially today on these conditions. I mean, no doubt about that. So can it be a double here for AJ? Strikes in the first and fourth frames. Up by 10, all even. 4 complete from Vegas. Match 2. Okay.
What a way to take advantage of that huge break on the right lane. Brad Miller, his first 4 shots, Dave, have been all within a half an inch at the break point.
Wow.
Now, that's some serious accuracy.
That's incredible. Did pay the price with a 7-10. So he struck in 3 or 4 frames. Just like AJ. See the stats. I mean, he's been close. Really close. Right lane for Brad. Another strike. Another pocket hit. He's locked in, Randy.
His execution is at an extremely high level right now.
He said to us last night, on these tough conditions, some of my opponents just didn't bowl really well. Got lucky on the low-scoring pattern a couple times en route to the show.
You know, you ask the players which major they feel is the hardest to win, and you know, it used to be the U.S. Open because they were so tough, but a lot of the players say it's this tournament here. And a lot of it has to do with the format.
Long grind to make the show. And when he's on the show, Brad Miller is starting to shine here. Strikes in 4 or 5. A 5 or 6 now, the four-bagger.
He's just pure in shots right now. He's got a nice 10-pin lead halfway through this match.
Dave, Randy, Kimberly with you. PBA on Fox. 5th and final major of the season. A.J. Johnson works on 2 strikes. Looking for the turkey here in the 6th. To tie things up, right lane. Got it.
That was a magnificent shot.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll say. Right out of the commercial break, and he aces this one to tie it up. Right now we've got more strikes a little over halfway through this match than we did all of match 1. In fact, Brad Miller has the same amount of strikes as we had in match 1.
In football, we call match 1 a slugfest. Basketball is like a rock fight. That's the word we use for that.
Our good friend Rob Stone likes to call this stuff rock fights.
Defensive battle.
Oh, no.
Good shot. 9-pin stands. Top break. We liked it.
Can't get away from it.
Time for the four-bagger.
All week. Man. I know that kid don't like me. Come on.
Ball goes right by the 9. Unlucky. All right, let's take a look at the comparison on how our players are playing the right lane in this match. A.J. Johnson farther left, a good 5 boards left at the arrows. And that break point pretty much the same. Here's the big difference. These 2 numbers right here. 8 boards at the laydown. A.J. Johnson that much farther left.
No strike track. Powered by Kia. This is Brad Miller. Right lane. Yes. All right.
Well, I think he got away with one slightly right there, but so what?
Parents are here from Missouri. All big KC Chiefs fans. A little devastated about the Tyreek Hill news trade of the Dolphins.
Yeah, that was surprising.
We have a Pabst 6-pack alert. If Miller strikes here, he wins $1,500, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly.
Man, after game 1, I didn't think we'd be reading that promo.
Not even close.
So glad to see the PBR logo up there.
How about Brad? Is it time? Yeah! Trip 10. Crack it open.
Hey, Dave, listen.
I love it. Good sound effect, RP.
Way to go, Brad. Little love tap on the 10. Watch this. Oh.
$1,500 helps with production costs for the Brad and Kyle channel on YouTube. They've hired 2 employees, by the way. Brad told us last night they were doing 3 hours of editing after bowling every night to get the content up on YouTube. And now he can think about bowling and focus on his profession.
Yes. 2 full-time jobs.
Trying to make a show like this. Johnson's response. Oh, good shot.
Seriously?
Seriously, 9-pin.
Come on.
Yeah, it's hard to watch this, and I mean, God, it kind of reminds me of E.J. Tackett, both on the same motive staff. You know, we saw E.J. a couple weeks ago leave a solid 9. It cost him, and now here's A.J. Johnson leaving back-to-back stone 9s.
Tough game, Randy. You know more than anybody.
It's
I mean, the breaks. Oh.
sometimes it's unforgiving.
Re-rack call here for AJ. I like that move. Got to regroup a bit, right? Now, he's an emotional guy.
Yeah, he's a young guy. You know, I was kind of emotional when I was younger.
I remember. Well, I said it was last night how much it meant to his career to make that USBC Masters show in suburban Green Bay as a college senior. Helped open his eyes about how tough TV would be. He was the top seed leader in the event before he lost to Belmont. He thinks about it just about every day. Definitely on his mind this week in Vegas. Foundation frame trying to exercise those demons from 7 years ago, and
I moved left off the 9 pin. Can't throw those shots any better.
I think what's amazing in this match is the players have only missed the pocket one time. And that was A.J. Johnson in the third frame. So
Can't throw those any better, man.
I think the lanes are developing. I think the players broke them down correctly, and I think they've developed a part of the lane now where there's a bit more of a consistent ball reaction.
On the bench, Miller watches the lead now at 23 pins. 7-bagger attempt here in his foundation frame for a 33-pin lead. Can Miller stay high? Not quite. Could have been worse. 3-pin stands.
It looked like he kind of grabbed that one at the bottom of the swing a little bit.
I'd say the advice from his coach, Mike Jasnow, definitely has been paying off. Don't be too stressed. This is what you love to do. You're on TV. Enjoy the experience. Just saw a few smiles from Brad here today. Got a healthy lead here late. Got 3 pins for his mark.
Something to watch for on this next shot. Brad's unique targeting. He'll look at a target down lane, and then right before release, his eyes look down at the floor.
Just a mark for the win. Move up. 2 seed Anthony Simonson. Our top seed is the incomparable Norm Duke.
Watch his eyes.
Drop right there. And yikes. Okay.
Big miss left.
410.
See if you can see it here. See his eyes go down to the floor? Here's one more look. Look at that. I mean, it's almost like Wes Malott.
Tough break. Looking for the 410. Kicks across deck. 10 stands. And now it's a 9-pin deficit for AJ.
Well, here's the thing now. Because of that open, A.J. Johnson needs 3 in the 10th, and he can win. Double 9, we have a tie. Last time up on this lane, solid 9.
Gotta have a strike. There's one.
that makes up for one of the 9 pins.
Can he do it again? Yeah, 3 of them. I mean, in a row. Wow.
He was on a 3-bagger. He goes solid 9, 4-pin, and then a strike here. He carries those 2 solid 9 hits, and the game is over. And when it looked like Brad Miller was going to run away with this match, all of a sudden A.J. Johnson has a chance to move on.
Does he have a second strike? A.J., yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. 1-3 pocket, 60 feet to success for Johnson. And now needs just one more strike for the win. Spare, we could have what?
We have tie.
I get choice
tie right now. Tie right now. My mistake. That's last ball. Here we go. Roll off
on the left lane.
Sorry. All right.
Left first on the
Higher
left.
seed.
Brad's a higher seed, so he gets a choice of starting lane and order. Higher pinfall wins.
Brad Miller's a higher seed. He has choice of lane and order in this roll-up. He has chosen to go first on the left lane. AJ will go second. If they tie, we'll go to the right lane, and they'll continue in that order until the tie is broken.
What a finish. Wow.
Yeah, it almost was not. A.J. Johnson was staring at a 4-7-10, and the 7 and the 10 fell late.
Roll-off time. Miller, 8.
Oh, boy. A.J. needs 9 or better.
He'll advance, take on Simonson. If it's 8, we'll do it again.
We'll take another solid 9 here and go quietly.
That'd be just fine right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Unreal. I mean, that
Let's do it again, Ray. Let's do it more time.
That could have been 5. Oh. Right through the heart. I mean, he could have left a real ugly split just to the 3-6. Do it again.
How about this pressure?
Move over to the right lane.
Roll off early. TOC, Fairlawn, Ohio. Maldonado Jones. We do it again here at the USBC Masters. Match 2. Fresh start for Miller.
Got a hook. Hang on. Oh. Sneaky little pin, try to sneak up behind the 2.
9 for Brad. Oh almost have that lead. Messenger from the back of the deck take out the 2-pin. So here we go. All 10, a win in the roll-off, 9, tie, 8. Miller wins. Whoa, this one's over. As AJ uncorks a ill-timed bad miss, only gets 7, and Brad Miller on the bench wins in a roll-off to take on Anthony Simonson.
Thanks, Colin.
Wow.
Yeah, you too.
The odds to win provided by Fox Bet. Simo, minus 200. Brad Miller, plus 150. Match number 3. So, AJ took down Maldo. Second roll-off frame. Miller over Johnson. Simonson, already a major champion this year. Look who's on top. 58 years young, Norm Duke, in what could be his final TV appearance in his great career. Cool look. Cool dude. Simo, who lives here in Vegas, next against Miller. One of the wildest wins of Norm Duke's legendary career. The 2011 U.S. Open. Duke, the #1 seed, on the ropes, but then shockingly, opponent Mika Koivuniemi misses the 10-pin. Handed the title to Duke the last time Norm captured a major 11 years ago at the U.S. Open.
I remember that like it was yesterday. That was at Carrier Lanes in New Jersey, and I'm at the Newark airport after the show, and I still couldn't believe what I witnessed. Norm Duke throws the last 4 to force Mika to mark. Mika makes a nice shot, leaves a 10-pin, okay, routine, and whips it. And you saw the look on Norm Duke's face.
Priceless reaction, Mika. Major Mika Koivuniemi gave Norm the win. That was something. Norm the top seed here today in Vegas at the Gold Coast. Take on the winner of this match next, Randy. Anthony Simonson, who's had plenty of success in this event, made some history as well against Brad Miller.
He's trimmed up the beard.
Looks good.
He's the youngest player ever to win 1, 2, and 3 majors. Bowling out of the Nerd in Las Vegas. 9-time PBA Tour champion, Anthony Simonson.
Well, what a year it's been for Anthony Simonson here in 2022 as he captured the U.S. Open. He already holds the record as the youngest player to win 1, 2, and 3 career majors. And today he looks to be the youngest to win 4.
Why not? Just add to the resume. Youngest to win 4 majors.
I mean, he's approaching $1 million in earnings. He's 25 years old. And, you know, like Jason Belmonte says, this guy is the heir apparent.
Big names in there. Including the defending champ. Simo's day starts left lane. He missed the target and leaves the 2-pin.
How low he gets to the foul line. That upper body is basically parallel to the approach. He's got all the tricks. He's got a big look out. I was going to say he's got a big toolbox, and then he steps up and whiffs the 2-pin.
Okay, not the start Simo was envisioning, and just like that, by that small amount of missing the 2-pin. Now Miller coming off the wild roll-off. Took 2 roll-off shots. That's a high ball there, and a 3-6 pin stands. What's it like, Randy, for Brad coming off the roll-off?
Relief. Extended play.
Second life, feeling lucky?
I mean, yeah, he's got to feel like he's got some things going his way. Yeah, honestly, a couple of bad breaks for A.J. Johnson, and we would be talking about a different story in this match here.
Let's go back down to Kimberly.
Well, guys, to put into perspective how tough it was to make today's TV finals, these guys went against the biggest field that they have bowled all year with 420 competitors, and there was an additional 100-person waiting list. And depending on their route to get to the finals, whether they stayed in the winner or the losers bracket, they bowled between 33 and 45 games. But it was the stress of those games that was a big factor coming into today, as anyone had the potential to go home at just after 6 games.
Kimberly, tough conditions, challenging field. Some of the best in the world. 5 remain here. A chance to win a major championship, and Brad tries to figure out the left lane. Randy said earlier, it might be one of the toughest tournaments. U.S. Open is always considered so challenging.
Yeah, and partly because of the oil pattern. And, you know, it used to be such a big field, and the field's gotten smaller, but this field's the biggest field of the year, and tough oil pattern.
So,
and you heard Kimberly said after 6 games, players could go home, and what she was referring to is once you made it to match play, you lose 3 games, now you drop to the losers bracket. You lose 3 more games, you're out of the tournament.
All right, how does Simo respond? Pretty well, I'd say. Oh, man. Those pins had no chance in the right lane against Anthony Simonson.
The blood red USBC oil pattern. Which victim will it claim here in match number 3?
I'm trying to get to the top seed, Norm Duke. What could be his final career TV appearance. Definitely his final major. Back-to-back jacks. Simonson looks good after the tough start. And the open frame. Go to PBA.com to sign up for PBA emails. Get your tour dates, schedules, up-to-date announcements, and more from the PBA direct to your inbox. Sign up today at PBA.com.
You mentioned Simonson living here in Las Vegas, working at the Nerd. He's got a lot of fans here today.
He was excited about it. They took him out to dinner last night.
Moved way in on that shot. Ooh. That was a big move. That was 5 boards left. And it still goes high. Look at the streaks on the lane. Middle part of the lane hooks. The outside part of the lane is slicker than an otter's pocket.
Do otters have pockets?
And that's what makes this oil pattern so difficult.
3-6, I like that. Good analogy. If you miss the target, you pay a price. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Stephanie and Kenny are here, watching every moment. Brad's folks hoping for his first career title. What they go through. The family members. Moments like this, not easy. But hey, they survived the roll-off. That was tough. Left lane, here's Brad Miller.
He's trying to shove it through the front part of the lane now, Dave.
hey, that's crazy.
Not sure what the move is. I think it's move farther right and try to play him more like Anthony Simonson's playing him. Anthony's playing him straighter than anybody has played him all day, and that might be the move. Instead of going left, move right.
Trying to figure it out. Turkey attempt here for Simon after the open frame. 2-pin leave. First frame. Arsenal for Anthony.
He's going with the idol.
Get off of it.
Oh,
Wow.
two good-looking shots right there by Simo. It's pretty accurate. 1/10 of an inch. I'd say that's pretty spot on, wouldn't you, Dave?
Just an amazing
Maybe.
talent. All right, check out 10 pin. Off the winning 10. 15 minutes from his home here in Vegas. And he told us last night, of course, winning this event, USBC Masters, would be amazing. To do it here in Vegas, even more so. Beer Frame, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grabs a Pabst today. And please, drink responsibly. Enjoy your time in Wisconsin.
I did.
Awesome shows.
Milwaukee's a great place. The
Awesome
food's
shows.
the food is incredible. The fans are incredible. Come on, Anthony.
Hey, across the deck, kicks out the 10 pin. Down you go, 10 pin.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that messenger would have made Chuck Norris jealous. Watch this. This is massive. Oh. Head pin collides with another pin and just chucks it right into the 10.
Strikes in 3 or 4 frames now for Simonson. Now Miller has been searching his entire match.
There he
No
goes.
strikes yet. That looks better.
There he goes.
Strip 10 pin. Finally his first strike of the game.
Big move to the right on that shot. It's what we talked about. Instead of going left, he went right. And this was the right move. Get in that zone where Simonson's playing.
Tenth year pro, 31 years old, from outside Kansas City. Could this be his day? First ever PBA Tour title. And of course, first major. Been a finalist once, 2020.
Come on.
Trip 10 there. That day in suburban D.C., he lost to Jason Belmonte the championship.
Just like that, when we left Brad Miller for dead, he now has the lead in this match.
It's back. And we're back here in Vegas. Simonson, with just 15 minutes for here. Works at the Nerd bowling facility here in town. Works on a strike. Chance to take a lead. Out of the commercial break. Always interesting, especially on the tough conditions. See how these great bowlers respond. Whoa! Good shot, 10 pin.
Gotta be kidding me. Back-to-back identical rain, 10 pins on that right lane. Ten pins for Simo. It was a solid 9 that did in A.J. Johnson. There's nothing he can do to stop Brad Miller. No defense, just offense in this game. And in this sport.
Forget how young this guy is. He's only 25 years old already.
He's got
9th year as a pro.
He's got full pockets. Bro,
He's made a lot of money.
he's got
9 titles.
He's got a lot of cabbage.
Oh, boy.
All right, a little bit of a break there. You see, he said, oh boy, because he got it inside, just a pinch right there. But a nice break, just leaving the 9 and kicking the 4 out.
When you hear a ball like Samo say, oh boy, it could be anything. It could be a really tough split. And he'll take the single pin spare conversion any time. Keep this really close. Here's Brad Miller. Looks for the turkey here. Stepping up in the 7th. Chance for a 19-pin lead. Throwing the strike in the first 4 frames. Okay.
That was good.
You liked it. Two-pin, got that, turned away, knew he had it. A few times a year, Brad told us last night, he rooms with Norm Duke on the road. And boy, he's learned so much from
occasionally.
A couple times a year. But I thought it was interesting to learn how much he learned from Norm.
Absolutely, and the stories, and he says, you know, I could listen to Norm all night. And Norm is typically a loner when he's on the tour. He likes staying by himself. But a lot of times these guys get these Airbnbs and they get these homes, and so they can still have some privacy. But they break bread together, they cook together, eat together.
Yeah, some camaraderie.
Yeah.
Oh, don't split.
He didn't like it. Please no split, he says.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4 stands.
Yeah, that was the Otter's pocket. Wetter than an Otter's pocket out at that part of the lane, buddy.
It's not going back, Randy. Gets out there.
No.
I mean, really could have been a lot worse. Almost 88% conversion rate. 1, 2, 4, right down the line. We shot a big shot now. Got to cover it. Does.
Well, on a house shot, that would have got back to the pocket, but not on this brutally tough USBC oil pattern. See the max scores there. Right here, 227 for Simonson, 222 Miller. Let's see if Simonson can get the 10-pin out on this right lane.
8th frame, back-to-back 9 spares. Oh, big shot for Samo.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness gracious. 2, 4, 8, 10.
How's that not hurt?
That was one board right of the last shot that he threw on that lane where he left the 10-pin. One board, 1 inch. Oh, my God, he did it!
Covers it! What a shot from Simonson! Oh, baby! Incredible conversion.
Maybe the shot that saves Anthony Simonson in this match.
Rarely seen, rarely converted. A spectacular cover for Simonson.
2, 4, 8, 10, and he did it exactly the way you draw it up.
Oh, my.
Foundation frame, he didn't like it, crossing over, almost went Brooklyn. 6-9.
And now look at the max score, 201 for Simonson, 222 Miller. Brad Miller strikes here in the 9th, spares in the 10th, and strikes on his fill shot, he will shut out Simonson.
How about the strike? No. Outside again.
Why do I do that, man?
1, 2, 8, 10 wash up.
Just a bad shot.
Come on.
Late match game changer again here.
.1% of the time this is converted. Nope.
No, missed it. Oh,
And loses count.
Too.
Yeah. And those stats are brought to us and brought to you by our great friends at Lane Talk. For more information, go to lanetalk.com.
So one open there, 13-pin swing. Simo now up by 6 pins on the bench. And this thing has totally turned when Simonson looked like he was in big trouble in our latter stages.
How quickly things change.
Whew. Perfect on that lane as he tattoos the 1-3 pocket, sends those pins scurrying.
No, folks, that's not an oxygen tank. That's a water bottle. That execution was perfect for Brad. Needs to do the same on this shot here to force Simonson to get a double.
Just hook.
It didn't, Brad.
Simonson needs a mark and good count.
It's a hard one to hit.
Let's see his folks. Is right, just tough. 2-8. Folks cover that.
Well, he'd sure like to have that shot back in the 9th frame. And I know that's an understatement, but factual. And what we've witnessed today, there's nothing given, no certainties on this oil pattern.
Mark and count for the win. Simo got the strike. Close it in on the win.
I think it's going to be too quick.
Just going to look at a different piece of equipment. But Anthony Simonson is moving on to take on your #1 seed, Norm Duke.
5 pins needed. He'll get 8. He'll get the win. And Simonson knocks off Brad Miller. His quest for his first career title will have to continue because Simo will take on Norm Duke. Odds to win. Championship match provided by Fox Bet. There they are. Simonson -125 plus 100 for the Hall of Famer. Johnson beat Maldonado. Miller, the roll-off got by AJ. Then Simonson takes down Brad Miller. Norm Duke, at 58 years old, Randy, could make some history here today.
The wee Iceman cometh. Stay tuned.
It's a rare thing to leave this town a winner. It's near impossible to raise a major championship. Only immortality is on the line. If there was ever a time to go all in, the 2022 USBC Masters Final starts now on Fox.
Time to bowl in Vegas at the Gold Coast. Norm Duke head-to-head with Anthony Simonson. Randy, 1 against 2. This is going to be fun.
Man, I mean, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I don't know what Norm's ball reaction looks like. We're down lane. I can't see it until he actually steps up and starts throwing. But, I mean, talk about exciting. Norm Duke, I mean, this may be the last time we ever see him. He may win this tournament, head on over to the playoffs. I mean, just Anthony Simonson, if he wins this, he throws his hat right in the middle of the Player of the Year race.
So much at stake. Hollywood's good stuff here. And Simo begins by blasting the 1-3 pocket in a submission.
With 40 PBA Tour titles and 7 majors, he bowls out of Claremont Bowling Center in Claremont, Florida. PBA Hall of Famer, Norm Duke.
Hey, Dave, you know what? He's got 40 wins, right? 7 majors. He has 6 wins on the senior tour, 2 major wins on that tour. He's approaching almost $3.5 million in earnings, and he's your #1 seed here at the Masters. And, oh, by the way, he's 58 years old.
Could become the oldest ever major winner. As you see his match play record, including knocking off Simonson to get the #1 seed here today. Norm Duke starts his day with 7.
The only player to go undefeated at this year's Masters. He's 58 years old.
Yeah.
So he's really trying to float that ball through the middle part of the lane, or through the front part of the lane, and just didn't have enough on that one.
Star Bill O'Neill's watching this match very closely. Norm loses to Simo. O'Neill's in the PBA playoffs.
Yep.
Wins. He's out. Nice cover. Good spare for Norm. Last thing you want to do is have an early open against the powerful two-hander. Our tail of tape matching up these two. I mean, the age difference, of course. I mean, Norm's first title was 83 in Cleveland, way before Simo was born. Anthony Simonson will join Norm Duke in the Hall of Fame one day.
Norm going with the gem. Oh, and that had a little more on it.
That looked good. A little mustard on that one, Randy. Spicy. Nothing left to the deck there. Wow.
Different ball for Simo on the right lane. Oh, my.
Holy shrapnel.
Going with an uproar on that right lane, idle on the left.
Can I have a re-rack, please?
The pins there. Simo early re-rack here in the championship match.
They're in debt.
Second in the Scorpion, 5th in the PBA Shark at the WSOB. This year, suburban Milwaukee. Like the early re-rack? What do you think?
I like anything he does.
Me too. He's that good. What a talent. We asked all the bowlers last night about Norm's great career, and Anthony just told us, awesome. Incredible.
Timeless.
Timeless, yeah. Great answers. He's thinking about one thing now. That's beating Norm Duke, ending the Legends career, and he looks good there on the left lane.
Simonson can win this Masters event and go on to win the playoffs.
Player of the Year talk.
He's right there at the top of the conversation. Defeated Simonson in the 2019 Jonesboro Open, and then went on to win the very next week in Indianapolis, where he beat Belmo.
Last 2 wins for Normie 3 years ago. Right lane. Yep. Looking good. Each lane now for Norm Duke. We talked about it. 1983 Cleveland Open. Oh, the youngster, look at that. Buckeye Lanes, North Olmsted, Ohio, became the youngest player ever to win a PBA Tour title in 18 years, 345 days. Started from the 5th seed, worked his way up the stepladder. We saw the legendary Mark Roth. May he rest in peace. One of the match wins was over Earl Anthony as well. I mean, taking down titans of the game. Now he could be wrapping up his tremendous Hall of Fame career right here, right now.
Norm used to bowl action with no money in his pocket.
7-pin.
You know, action is where you bowl people for money, and he would bowl action
with no money.
With no money in his pocket.
So
he's
better win.
He's used to pressure.
We asked him last night how to wrap up his career, and he said quite stellar. That may be the understatement of any bowling pre-show interview we've done over the years.
Yeah.
You and I and Kimberly, we've done a lot. Quite stellar to be sure, Norman, to be sure. He said he's proud of his majors, the player of the year.
So Norm wins at 18, becoming the youngest player to ever win. This guy wins a major at 19.
By 21. Looking really good. 21-pin lead here for Simonson.
He is locked in. Now all he has to do is execute. He went to this different ball on this right lane, and how about winning 2 majors in 1 season? I mean, I bowled on tour for almost 30 years, and I only won 1 major. And that's, I mean, they're just, it's so hard to win on the tour, but, I mean, you can quadruple that when you're talking about a major.
Front 4 up and down here for Simon. Looking for the nickel to start the championship match.
No.
No is right, the 4-9 split.
I mean, I couldn't use both 3 racks in 5 frames.
Or to use 1 re-rack. Didn't like it. Spotted first time, and he whiffs on one.
My bad, I'm sorry. My bad. Should have re-racked. Joke, man. Come on.
Well, see how quickly things can change. Norm Duke can step up here in the 5th and 6th frame and throw 2 strikes and take the lead.
Saw some struggles on TV in majors since his last win 11 years ago. Right lane here for Normie. Perfect.
Wow. There you go.
Perfection.
Look at those numbers, Dave.
Good numbers, Rand.
I mean, he's just trying to fit this ball straight up second arrow. For the lead.
Go up by 5. Does it? Norm responds. And now has the lead in a championship match. Big double. Strikes in 5 of the first 6 frames for Simonson.
Well, obviously that ball change on that right lane, and Simon likes that look, and he gets to finish the match on that lane.
Big shot. Go back on top.
Oh.
10 pin.
I agree.
3 of the 4 majors won this season have come from the number 2 seed. The only 1 seed to win, Chris Prather.
PBA World Championship, part of the World Series of Bowling. Wisconsin, that's been it. Not so easy. With 1 match. Salo told us last night he likes the 2 spot a lot. 1 game to get locked in. 1 game for a title. Turkey for a 15-pin lead. Oh, that's a good shot. 10-pin stands for Normie.
Boy, he liked that one too. You could tell.
His message to us last night: at peace with his decision to retire. Almost 41 years on tour. There's 10 pin. Don't forget to head to the PBA YouTube channel in just a few minutes for the PBA post show presented by Kia. I'll wrap up for you on YouTube. Most career major titles. Well, Belmo's got the record. Could he tie Walter Ray Williams Jr.?
And Mike Albee.
And Mike Albee, the legends. All extraordinary Hall of Fame names. Eighth frame, huge shot. All 10 in the pit. 60 feet to success for Norm Duke.
I don't know of a bowling fan watching this telecast that isn't sitting on the edges of their seats right now.
I am. Are you? We're on the edge.
Whew. It's hard for me to get words out.
I know.
It just...
Right lane, 8th, Simonson. 4 pin. Single pin spare conversion, no problem there for Anthony Simonson.
I'll find one here. Find one here.
So get any better than this?
No. There's the max scores. You can see it. It's going to be up to Normie. Big response left lane for the 25-year-old. 5-pin lead. Foundation frame time now for Norm Duke.
If Duke doesn't strike on this shot, he can lose. Because Simonson can get up in the 10th frame and strike out and lock this thing up. Duke strikes here. 2 more in the 10th. He's your winner.
So Norm leads it.
Left the whole way. Oh, fortunate just to leave the 4-pin.
Spared up.
All right, you heard him say spared up.
Spared up.
He's in the 2 teams right now. He can spare here, strike out for 228, and that would force Simonson to double.
right, buddy.
Now to the 10.
A mark and good count. He forces Simonson to get the first hit in the 10th.
Will this be the last frame we'll ever see Norm on TV?
Almost left the 7-10.
Good shot. Good shot.
Just not enough oomph to get that 10-pin out. Covered this. Good count. Simonson will need the first strike in the 10th frame to win his second major of the season and his 4th overall.
Norm is 58. Anthony Simonson is 25 years old. As he tries to wrap up his incredible career in style with a win, but now it's going to be up to Simon. His fortunes have changed on the bench here.
I think he's just going to throw this straight down the middle of the lane. That's exactly what he did.
And gets 9. Now it's up to Simonson.
Must strike for Anthony Simonson. Anything less, Norm Duke wins.
Here comes not a one shot. The amazing career of Norm Duke. Wow. This is it.
This is what you live for as a professional. Ball in your hand.
Gotta have the strike. Simonson. Has it! Simo, sensational.
Let's go! Absolutely pleasure, man.
Absolute pleasure. I'm so proud of you.
And now 7.
What a finish.
Yeah, baby.
He's got 8.
What a finish.
And he has won the 2022 USBC Masters. Anthony Simonson does it again. The satisfying moment of the match, sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. 2 majors for Simonson in 2022.
Now I know we're 1-1. I can live with that one.
And the end of an era.
Barb. This one's for you guys. This one is for you guys. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. Come on, let's go. Let's hear it. Come on.
Next Sunday, noon Eastern, live on FS1. We begin 5 straight weeks of coverage of the 2022 Kia PBA playoffs with round of 16 action coming up next on Fox. We head east for NASCAR Race Day in Richmond. Now for Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. You've been watching the PBA on Fox. History made today. Anthony Simonson has a double career. Instead, it goes to Simo.